This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Senior scammed. A Kentville widow warns others after losing thousands of dollars in a fake online relationship.
Dangerous stunt. Halifax warns daredevils surfing city buses will cost you thousands of dollars or possibly your life.
And Mall Clinic. A new IWK mental health and addiction site hopes to break stigma and meet teens where they are.
Another cool one for Thursday, and in fact, a chance for flurries overnight into Thursday morning. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. An Annapolis Valley widow is speaking out after she lost her life savings through a so-called romance scam.
Lynn McLeod is at $130,000 after befriending a man online. The CBC's Josh Hoffman has more.
I was shocked, really shocked.
74-year-old Lynn McLeod thought she was too smart to fall for a scam. But an innocent interaction on Facebook last spring turned into a months-long relationship with a man. McLeod had recently become a widow and enjoyed the companionship. Then after talking for a while, the man convinced McLeod to invest in his oil company so she would be more financially stable now that she was on her own. $130,000 later, she learned it was all a sham.
I didn't want to live. I didn't care. You know, I raised my kids. They didn't need me. That was the way my mind was. You know, I mean, I wasn't suicidal, but I was just depleted.
McLeod's church is paying her rent, and family are helping her cover basic costs. The scam came as McLeod was still dealing with the loss of her granddaughter, who was one of two girls who drowned in western Nova Scotia last fall.
I was already reeling from that shock. So it just came at me like I just thought, I wish I could run away. You know, I wish I knew somebody I could go to and just go, you know. But it's surprising the strength you have.
Tens of thousands of Canadians lose money to scams every year. McLeod was a victim of what's known as a romance or relationship scam. In recent years, platforms like Facebook have made it a lot easier for perpetrators to find potential victims.
The social media has increased that volume substantially. So we saw, you know, for example, in 2025, over 63 million was lost to romance frauds alone. And again, this is only a small portion of what's actually out there.
It's only a small portion because many victims are too embarrassed to report they've been scammed. McLeod says she was beyond ashamed, and she only agreed to do an interview to hopefully prevent this from happening to someone else. A researcher who focuses on online safety for seniors says education can make a difference.
Older adults are the most targeted group, partly because they have savings, and also because they're not, and not always, I don't want to generalize, but they're not always as tech savvy as younger demographics.
McLeod says she still blames herself every day, but some days are better than others. Josh Hoffman, CBC News, Kentville.
The city of Halifax is reminding young people of something that may seem obvious. Never ride on the outside of the bus. There have been recent incidents of people climbing on top of Halifax transit buses and recording it for social media. The CBC's Haley Ryan has more.
Halifax is warning young people that riding on top of a city bus has expensive and deadly consequences. Videos like this have been circulating on social media. In this clip, a youth climbs through a hatch to ride on the roof of a Halifax transit bus. What would you think if that happened on your bus?
Oh my God, I'll be so scared. Yeah. I would be really, really scared.
That looks like a terrible idea, and most likely you're going to hurt yourself.
I've never seen that. I can't imagine people being that ridiculous.
This trend of people riding on top of buses or trains has come up in other cities before, including Toronto in recent years. On Tuesday, the Halifax municipality posted a warning about this trend, saying no amount of likes is worth your life.
It's obviously very dangerous. It doesn't only put the person involved at risk, it puts the operator at risk, it puts other passengers on the bus at risk, of course, other people on the roads.
Budden says a handful of these incidents have been reported in recent weeks. She says these stunts can result in a fine of up to $10,000 and a charge under the Motor Vehicle Act. Any message to fellow young people?
Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that. Like, I'm trying to get to school. Sorry. Like, I don't need that to happen during my day. I don't think my professors would understand or believe me, honestly.
That bus pulls away and you go backwards, you're dead. You're gonna fall and smash your head, you're done skis.
Haley Ryan, CBC News, Halifax.
A Halifax woman says she narrowly escaped death on Friday when a runaway empty Halifax transit bus nearly hit her. Holly Shearer was leaving work at Purdy's Wharf on the Halifax waterfront when she heard an eerie groaning sound. She looked up and saw a Halifax transit bus barreling toward her. She dove out of the way as the bus hit a tree right in front of her. Shearer says in that moment, just one thought was going through her mind.
What a stupid way to die. I'm being honest. They say your life flashes before your eyes. It didn't happen to me. I was just like, this is a stupid way to die. And then I just dove out of the way.
Halifax Regional Police say the bus had been parked and the driver had been standing outside. When he reached in to turn off the engine, the bus started rolling. The driver was slightly injured as he tried to catch up with it. The city is investigating.
Crews battled a major fire in Halifax's North End this afternoon. The fire broke out at a high-rise apartment building construction site on Cogswell Street around 1:30. Thick black smoke could be seen from across Halifax. Officials say that was from the burning of various construction materials. The fire was eventually brought under control. Halifax Fire say people safely exited the building and there are no reported injuries. The cause is under investigation.
Clearwater Seafoods has been fined more than $100,000 after the death of a worker in 2024. The family of the man says no amount of money will heal their pain, but hopes it will improve safety regulations. Kyle Moore reports.
Scott Dix was only 36 years old when he died on board a fishing vessel that was docked in Mulgrave in February 2024. On Wednesday, the company that owns the boat was given a penalty of more than $150,000.
There's no price on my brother's life. There's nothing that no amount of money could have changed how I feel.
According to an agreed statement of facts, Dix was electrocuted after touching a space heater that an unnamed Clearwater employee had rewired. The space heater had a 5-pronged plug, but the cooking area where Dix was working only had 4-pronged outlets. So an employee cut the 5-pronged head off and attached a 4-pronged plug.
Just hope that money is used for the safety of other workers and no other family have to go through what my family is going through.
But a large and the key aspect of the penalty is an independent safety review, gap analysis and audit of Clearwater's safety system, dealing with vessel refit and maintenance particularly.
At the time of the incident, Clearwater told CBC News it is deeply saddened by Dix's tragic death and was cooperating fully with authorities. The Crown was asked whether today's penalty sends a strong message to other companies about the importance of safety.
The hope is that it does send a warning to other companies and to Clearwater, and that it's significant enough that it's not just the case of doing business as usual.
I hope it's taken serious and the right steps are made to make sure everybody deserves to go home at the end of the day.
Dix leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Port Hawkesbury.
The RCMP are being asked to look into Cape Breton Regional Municipality's sale of a piece of land in Sydney Harbour. Last month, CBRM staff sold the wharf property in Sydport Industrial Park to a company that had been leasing it for a decade. This week, CBRM councillors voted to call in the Mounties after raising questions about a lease-to-own deal. They say the former tenant broke some aspects of the agreement, and they want to know why they were not told about the sale.
And with us now, first quick peek at the weather forecast is Ryan Snoddon.
Yes, in your headline, flurries.
Yeah. Could have been snowing this morning had we had any precipitation. What a chilly start, those frosty windshields this morning. Have a look at just how chilly it was, -3 to -8, even minus double digits in Antigonish. And yes, temperatures really didn't warm a whole lot today, at least not to season, although 10 degrees at Keji. We did get to a double digit, pretty chilly across Cape Breton. More widespread warmth across Cape Breton tomorrow, but for the most part, we're cooler across the province tomorrow. tomorrow. Chance for flurries primarily in the west and southwest as this next system will be skirting in from west to east late overnight into Thursday morning. And yes, those are going to be wet flakes, very likely mixing in across the southwest. Chance for showers into the afternoon. As we move into Friday, we are looking at that northerly flow continuing with more shower chances, even a few flurries in the east. Some optimism in that 7-day. We'll talk about that coming up.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
4 more Nova Scotia long-term care homes will be hitting the picket line as they have issued official strike notice. The Canadian Union of Public Employees says if government doesn't return to the bargaining table, workers at Grandview Manor, Magnolia Continuing Care Centre, Maple Hill Manor, and Shiretown and Ivy's Terrace nursing homes will go on strike. 25 long-term care homes have already joined the picket line. CUPE says if these 4 homes also join, that would bring the number of workers on strike to 3,000.
A Halifax woman says she pays tens of thousands of dollars to get endometriosis surgery in the United States because she was tired of waiting for care in Nova Scotia. Cassidy Walker says her doctor referred her to a gynecologist in 2019 because of heavy bleeding and debilitating pain. By 2023, she still had not seen a specialist and decided to go to Maine for treatment.
Everyone who needs this surgery should be able to get it in Nova Scotia. No one should have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to get treatment, and women shouldn't be stuck on a wait list because there aren't enough resources.
Walker spoke at an NDP news conference where opposition leader Claudia Chender says her case shows why Nova Scotia needs a women's health strategy.
Nova Scotia Health has resumed releasing more detailed information about the province's Native Family Practice Registry after a 21-month pause that officials said was required to ensure the list's accuracy. Data released Wednesday showed that almost 62,000 people were in need of a doctor or nurse practitioner as of April the 1st. That's down from more than 63,000 at the beginning of March and represents an 8.8% decline from this time 12 months ago. The latest report also resumes providing a breakdown of demand by the 4 health zones. Well, it's common to find teenagers hanging out at the mall, but now teenagers in the Dartmouth area can do more than just shop there.
After years of planning, the IWK has opened a new mental health and addictions clinic at Micmac Mall, taking a new approach to providing health care for young people. Carolyn Ray was given this first look at the new space.
Every detail at the IWK's new mental health and addictions clinic is about making young patients feel comfortable. Lots of people have been poking their heads in, wondering what it's all about, because this new clinic isn't in the hospital, it's in Dartmouth's Micmac Mall.
There's a tremendous amount of stigma that lives within mental health and addictions, so the more that we can create space for mental health and addictions to be embedded within our normal malls and our spaces across community, the more accessible and welcoming it is for children and youth and families.
The clinic is the result of more than 5 years of planning. The IWK does about 35,000 outpatient appointments a year, and it wanted this site to lay the groundwork for a new approach to care, consulting staff, patients, and their families on every detail, from the colors on the walls to the bathrooms, which look more like they're in a dance club than a medical clinic. They've become a popular spot for teens to take selfies, and the staff love it.
We've had, interestingly, families that have been in our other spaces or received services at the main site, and they come here and they'll say, there's something different about this. It feels different.
Even the staff kitchen was a priority, a draw to make the employees feel just as appreciated as the families. This clinic treats patients up to 19 years old. There are rooms with toys for the younger kids. And yes, there's a space for a traditional checkup. And there's a boardroom too. But the point is that there are options. And when it comes to young people and their mental health, the team says that matters.
You set the tone and for people to feel welcome and cared for. And that's what feedback we're receiving. What a beautiful bathroom. This is a lovely room. I can't believe this is where I'm going to receive treatment.
In the 6 months this site has been open, they say the feedback has been positive. Already the team believes they're seeing improvements in clinical outcomes and their ability to connect with their patients. And the IWK says this model of comfort balancing with care will likely be the future of community clinics. Carolyn Ray, CBC News, Dartmouth.
Here's a peek at Eastern Passage as we head to break. Ryan's up next with the full weather forecast.
Okay, the weather. I thought it was chilly this morning.
Yeah.
But we said minus 10 in some places in Nova Scotia.
That's wild.
Minus double digits is rare this time of year.
Yeah.
That is a hard freeze. And in case you missed it, that's inland Antigonish County that did get that chilly. And obviously widespread frost this morning and a hard freeze. But along the coast, you know, it's always nice. And let's have a look at today's time lapse from our friends at Nova Scotia Webcams as we look at this. And, you know, this is Somerville, quarter deck. Resort, and love this just not only for the clouds you can see passing, but how about that tide coming up?
Coming in.
Yeah. And that could be July, right? Like
exactly.
If you're worn outside.
You're looking out, yeah, for sure. From inside looking out. And you know what? Pretty nice day in terms of that sun today across the province. So yes, have a look at the current shot there at Somerville. down on the South Shore in a beautiful spot. Yes, even when it's a little on the cool side. And thanks again to Nova Scotia webcams as we look at the temperatures. Right now along the South Shore, it's around 4 or 5 degrees, 7 in fact in Shelburne. Looking at temperatures right near the freezing mark in through Cape Breton. You folks in Cape Breton, a pretty tough old day today temperature-wise with those highs that barely squeaked above the freezing mark, but the winds easing for you folks tomorrow. You'll have the most substantial change in temperatures tomorrow across Cape Breton and even the Northumberland shore. The rest of the province will actually see temps a little bit cooler, especially in the southwest, where Keji got to 10 today, and it'll be much cooler there tomorrow with even some flakes mixing in. There's that northerly flow, which has been so pronounced across Cape Breton today, 20, 30 kilometers per hour, gusting 40 kilometers per hour at last check. And yes, let's have a look at how things are going to play out. We've got pretty quiet conditions out there right now, some increasing clouds, and yes, this little wave that will be moving through center of the low still well to the south here, that is going to be moving to our south tonight, but with it, that trough coming in will spark up the chances for showers and flurries. Cool down across Alberta today, looking at Regina still hanging on to the 20s as well, or close to it. Winnipeg at 23. Southern Ontario is bumped up, and so we just need that jet stream to move eastward. It will, eventually. Patience is key here in April. Now, as we look at the temperatures tonight, near zero along the Tri-County area, looking at -2 to -6 across most of the mainland, -5 to -8 across Cape Breton, with those winds finally becoming light overnight tonight. Note the increasing clouds from west to east, and by the time we get to tomorrow early morning, this is where we're looking at those flurry chances. Yeah, it won't be nice watching that come down. Note that temperatures are right near the freezing mark. I'm not expecting that we will be looking at accumulation, but seeing it fall, perhaps some light coating on the grass. Looks like for the most part this is going to be over the western half of the province, perhaps making its way into Metro around the 101, 102 corridor. But it looks like by the time the precipitation moves eastward, it's warmed up to see showers, and that's going to be the case across the eastern parts of the mainland. You folks in Cape Breton tomorrow staying dry, and this will be one of the nicer spots tomorrow across the province. Cape Breton ranging between 2 and 3 for Inverness County, 5, 6, and 7 degrees for most of the rest of the island. Port Hawkesbury near 6. Chance for showers moving into the afternoon for the mainland, including Guysborough, Antigonish, back into Tatamagouche and Amherst and around Cobequid Bay. Halifax, that slight risk for a flurry tomorrow morning, as well as Windsor. It does look like the best chance for flurries, though, will be here in the west. That's where the clouds will be more dominant as well with those light winds. Now, that low moves out, and unfortunately, thanks to the blocking high over Greenland, we've got this system coming in, and yes, that's snow for St. John's and the Avalon, although that is going to be basically moving up across Newfoundland and Labrador. And for us, we get into the northerly flow wrapping around that system, and so temps stay cool on Friday. 3 to 5 in the northeast, 5 and 6 in the central and southwestern parts of the province. And there's that low again, just spinning around. And so what we're going to be seeing is this onshore flow continuing for Saturday from the north. Chance for a shower, Cape Breton and that Northumberland shore on Saturday. Sun breaks further west. Quieter, brighter, slightly warmer. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, a little warmer in loose quotations.
We got it. Okay,
We'll take it.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. A growing number of maritime farmers are using drones to get a head start on the season.
It helps them work in muddy fields before heavy trucks and tractors can get in. CBC's Nancy Russell explains.
Drones are giving PEI farmers a head start on their season in the spring when the ground is too soft for trucks and tractors. The drone can seed from the sky. This is called frost seeding.
So essentially, we fly over the field with the drone, and it has a granular spreader on the bottom. And what it's doing is broadcasting seed at about a 30-foot swath. And while we do that, the seed lands in the ground and makes essentially contact germination.
Mooney says the drone allows farmers to get on the land earlier than they usually would.
Currently the land, it's super wet, so you drive into a field and you get buried when you get in there. So to try to get in there with a tractor, obviously you're going to be stuck, or you're going to make massive ruts in your fields, and they're going to be hard to repair in the summertime. It opens up time to get more work done prior to being on the land with other equipment.
Macaulay Farms was one of the first customers to sign up for frost seeding and is back for more this season.
We've moved to a lot of winter wheat after our potatoes come out of the ground to try to get something growing, but the ground's too soft to put a tractor on. And whenever Chad mentioned putting seed on with a drone, I thought it was a fantastic way.
Mooney started doing frost seeding last year and has seen a big increase in interest as word has spread.
Yeah, there's been a significant uptick in interest. I would say last year we did between 500 and 1,000 acres across the island, and then this year we're kind of upwards around 2,000, 2,500.
Mooney says there are already 2 to 3 other drones doing frost seeding this spring.
A lot of people that bought drones this year were people that had paid for custom work last year that said, if I buy it now, I'm already starting to pay this investment off over time.
Right now, I'm definitely relying on Chad to get all the work done, but we may have to look into doing some of that ourselves too.
Mooney predicts the number of drones and how they're being used is going to continue to increase.
It's all moving so fast right now with technology. The changes at the federal level on the Transport Canada side has allowed more beyond visual line of sight operations and things like that, which will allow us to fly further and do more from the farm.
Mooney says frost seeding will wrap up soon, but the drone work will continue, spreading seeds directly onto the soil to start growing as the temperatures warm. Nancy Russell, CBC News, Emmyvale.
Coming up, a recent survey says a majority of Nova Scotians support more conservation of wilderness areas. To mark Earth Day, the Ecology Action Centre, Nature Nova Scotia, and the Tourism Industry Association of Nova Scotia commissioned a survey on land conservation. It found the majority of Nova Scotians want the province to protect more land. And for more on this, we're joined by Raymond Plord, Senior Wilderness Coordinator with the Ecology Action Centre. So walk us through what you discovered with this survey.
Right. So we commissioned Narrative Research, a very credible polling firm of long-standing here in Nova Scotia, to poll Nova Scotians about their attitudes on protected areas. And they recommended that we provide sort of the alternatives or the choices in an honest and non-biased way. So the question essentially was, where some feel that we need to protect more land in Nova Scotia for biodiversity conservation, and where others may feel that it is too costly, particularly for resource extraction industries. All things considered, do you support for more protected wilderness areas, the same amount or less? And the statistics that came back, the survey said that a very strong majority of Nova Scotians supported more conservation of wilderness areas or the same. So they totaled together 94%. That's quite a majority. And for more, it was 67%, 27% for the same, and only 3% said that we should have less protected areas.
Were you surprised by those numbers?
No, actually, we were pleased, but they're in line with surveys that we've done in the past and others have done in the past, which have shown a fairly consistent high level, around 70%, support for more wilderness protection.
Well, as you mentioned, though, there is a push for resource development. How does that work hand in hand? Is that a clash of two ideals?
Well, certainly it's opposing forces, if you will, at times, but that doesn't necessarily need to be. My perspective is that development must happen at the same time as conservation, and that, to use an analogy, if you were going to renovate your home, you would choose what parts to save and before you take down the parts that you want to change. And so protecting the remaining or the most significant ecological areas, particularly on public land, where most of it exists still, is critically important to meeting our conservation targets, which are embedded in law. But at the same time, there are other areas that can, be developed or used for extraction. And the reality is that the commitment from Nova Scotia is 20%, leaving 80% for all of the human endeavors, and really only 20% for all the other species that we share the province with.
What if the discovery of a resource is on that 20%, though? What do you think might happen at that point? Do they just designate a different area, or how does that work?
I can't predict how that scenario might unfold.
Does it concern you that it could unfold that way?
Well, it could. This is how we lose natural areas, is because somebody somewhere can make a profit from doing something extractive or development of some kind. But really, we need to choose the best areas of habitat that remain, which are quite small in this highly fragmented little province of ours, and protect them. I would say that the conservation priority should come first in terms of selecting areas. But I also know that in the government process, they work hard to avoid areas of high resource development potential, mining in particular. So it shouldn't be an issue, but we do need to move forward quickly, or those areas will be lost.
Now, the goal of having the province's 20% of the province's land protected by 2030, a lot of groups think that may not happen, right?
Well, it should happen. They still have 3.5 years, and if they accelerate their efforts and put more backbone into it, that still can be achieved, and we are optimistic that that the province can do this. It's a question of political will. But on that topic, it's really important to remember that in 2021, the Houston government promised in its election campaign to reach this target, and then they embedded it in their flagship environmental legislation. So it is a law to reach this target and to do so sincerely and appropriately. And so they need to actually meet their commitments. They asked for and received a mandate in 2021 to do that. And they haven't really asked for and received a similar mandate for all the resource extraction. So if I were to say which one should be the priority, it's the one that you promised and that the public gave you a mandate to do. And so I also would want to emphasize that this is really Nova Scotia's part in a much larger picture that involves Canada's commitments for 30% protection of our land and water, and that is under a international treaty that all nations have signed, all nations are working on. Some are ahead of Canada, some are behind. We're about middle of the pack, and we need to continue to do our part in the global effort to halt the precipitous decline of biodiversity.
That includes a big drop in actual wild mammals.
It's incredible. Just in the last 50 years, so the World Wildlife Fund's recent Nature report highlighted that we have lost 73% of wildlife in just the last 50 years. And that species are going extinct at a rate of about 1,000 times natural background levels. And that, well, as a sobering statistic to kind of help frame the idea, scientists have found that of all mammal species on Earth today, 34% are humans. And almost the bulk of the rest are our livestock at 64%. That means that only 4% of all mammals on Earth are wildlife, from the biggest whales to the smallest mice. That's all that's left, and they're going down. And we feel and see that here in Nova Scotia as well, with lots of endangered species and so on. So it's our part in a national and international effort that we must accomplish if we are going to leave any kind of living planet behind for our descendants.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, Amy, as always.
Coming up, smoke-free generation. Lawmakers in the UK approve a lifetime smoking ban for anyone born after 2008.
And another Canadian airline is cutting routes as the war in Iran continues to drive up the cost of aviation fuel. Welcome back. Sources tell Radio Canada that the Trump administration has a big ask ahead of CUSMA trade talks.
It wants a so-called entry fee from Ottawa before the U.S. will come to the table. The CBC's Ashley Burke reports.
The Prime Minister's facing a list of concessions from Donald Trump's team. Sources tell Radio Canada it's the cost of entry if Canada wants to enter formal trade talks with the U.S.
It's not a case of the United States dictates the terms. We have the negotiation. We can come to a mutually successful outcome.
North America's free trade deal is up for review in July. The U.S. already gave Mexico a date to sit down at the table, but not Canada.
If we can get some changes in Canadian trade practices, it's going to help me get over the political hump that we face here in the United States. So I think there are things that can be done.
The U.S. published a list of those things online. A Canadian official says a smaller subset of the list is what American officials are pushing behind closed doors. A big one, putting American alcohol back on Canadian shelves.
We're kind of at the end of our rope in just asking for them to do this.
Most provinces stripped American booze from its stores last year, an act of retaliation against Trump's tariffs and threats.
It is outrageous that Canada will not put U.S. spirits on the shelf. It is insulting.
I'm sorry, folks, I don't trust President Trump.
Ontario's premier says there's no way his province is selling American alcohol unless Trump drops his tariffs and the free trade review is done.
You never roll over to a bully. You confront them head on. One of our tools is alcohol.
Canada's already made concessions for Trump. It beefed up border security, dropped many retaliatory tariffs and the digital sales tax. But Canada's minister in charge of talks with the Americans say there are limits.
We're not going to make a series of concessions just to get to a table and have a statement appear on a website in the United States to then receive a whole second list of things that they're going to want.
Dominic LeBlanc says that he's not pessimistic about making progress on the Americans list, but says in return he wants to talk about tariff relief for Canadian sectors. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
Another Canadian airline is cutting the number of flights it'll operate this summer. Air Transat says it's due to the soaring cost of jet fuel triggered by the war with Iran. The plight is also impacting carriers and travelers beyond our borders. The CBC's Anis Haidari reports.
Higher jet fuel costs now mean fewer flight options, with airlines both around the world and here in Canada cutting summer flights. Air Transat partly blaming high fuel costs for a 6% cut to its flight capacity. WestJet and Air Canada also cutting back in recent weeks. And now German airline Lufthansa will cut 20,000 flights through October. This all likely means pricier tickets, especially for a trip to Europe, says this travel agent.
As they consolidate those flights, it's going to mean that while demand stays the same, the inventory is dropping. And so those prices are going to go up much faster.
Compared to before the war in Iran, jet fuel costs are hovering around double the price, and sometimes higher. Those high costs, an ongoing consequence of the ongoing blockades at the Strait of Hormuz. But with high demand for flights and a low supply of fuel, energy experts say there aren't many options.
So it's all about destroying demand. We're not quite to the point where jet fuel is running out. The price has gone up. That is destroying demand, and that has to be part of the solution in the short to medium term.
The European Union says it's going to work to make sure there is enough fuel.
We will step up action to ensure that the supply of fuels, including for planes, are adequate across the whole union.
And while Canadian airlines say they have supply, they aren't immune to the price.
We don't see any situation where we think we're going to see last-minute deals or any price drops over this summer. It's going to be an expensive summer to travel.
If anything, the supply chains, the stocks are just getting worse and worse. The only solution to this now is a resolution in the Straits, which will take months to have effect, and demand destruction. And that's why we're going to see more and more airlines cancelling flights.
All this means an expensive summer to travel, with fuel and fare increases at home and fewer options abroad. Anis Haidari, CBC News, Calgary.
It is a move that could stamp out the future of smoking in the United Kingdom. Lawmakers there have approved a lifetime ban on cigarettes and vaping products for those born after 2008. A ban that applies even to those not yet born. Crystal Gamansing has the details from London.
The new rules have been hailed as everything from groundbreaking to good for the children. Lawmakers here in the UK have been trying for a few years to get this legislation across the line, which would see it to be illegal for retailers to sell tobacco or vape products to anyone born after the year 2008. Now, it was on Monday that the House of Lords finally passed the latest version of this legislation after many amendments were made to make it not only workable for England, but right across the UK.
It is a landmark bill, my lords. It will create a smoke-free generation. It is, in fact, the biggest public health intervention in a generation, and I can assure all noble lords it will save lives.
These changes are said to be good not only for the health of people in the country, but also for the National Health Service. It's been proposed that this change could save the NHS billions of dollars. Health advocates say they have been calling for this type of change for many decades.
It's absolutely groundbreaking. If we can stop people from ever taking up smoking, that's going to have an absolutely enormous impact on public health, and that's what this legislation aims to do. It should create a smoke-free generation.
Before this legislation takes effect, it needs to get royal assent. The King's signature is expected to be placed on this legislation next week. This is something that has cross-party support here in the UK. It was originally proposed by the former Conservative government and then reintroduced by the Labour government. Because of the cross-party support, it is expected that this change, once it becomes law, will stay in effect, helping generations to come. Crystal Gamansing, CBC News, London.
The federal government has introduced legislation to amp up our space program. It's part of a plan to start launching Canadian satellites from this country instead of relying on others. Rafi Boudjikanian reports.
Booster ignition and liftoff. On the heels of the incredibly successful Artemis II space launch, Canada says it's taking its own small steps toward a giant priority, increasing this country's sovereignty in space.
Canada is the only country in the G7 to not have its own space launch capabilities.
And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go SpaceX, go Twilight.
Right now, Canadians rely on launch pads in other countries to get satellites into orbit. The Transport Minister wants to change that with new legislation that would allow Ottawa to create rules, safety and security requirements around homegrown launches.
For telecommunications, for mapping, for geolocation, you've seen, of course, in the conflict in Ukraine. These are things that Canada cannot permit itself to fall behind on.
Artemis II marked a major milestone for Canadian collaboration in space. Jeremy Hansen teaming up with U.S. astronauts to fly farther from Earth than any previous crew.
I spoke to the president the other day. I think he may have mentioned just how proud we are.
But this aerospace exec says it's about time for Canada to be able to launch satellites independently to help with everything from defense to tracking wildfires.
We do rely completely right now, for all intents and purposes, on the United States. And if I were to scope that down even further, we really rely on SpaceX and Elon Musk's companies in order to do this.
The legislation has now been introduced in the House, but the government says not to expect liftoff from Canadian soil for another 2 to 3 years, while it builds capacity at 2 spaceports in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and Labrador. Rafi Boudjikanian, CBC News, Ottawa.
Small communities in Japan are being overwhelmed by tourists influenced by social media. Last year, 40 million people, including thousands of Canadians, visited the country. CBC's Malone Mullen shows us how the locals are struggling with what is being called tourism pollution.
Blossoms, a shrine, Mount Fuji in all its glory. It's a postcard for Japan, and everybody wants it. Officials in Fuji Yoshida say that photo went viral about a decade ago, and ever since, this small town has been drowning in visitors. Up to 13,000 tourists a day clamor for this one shot. And while they wait for hours in line, they also litter, make a lot of noise, and even use nearby lawns as bathrooms. Town officials say it used to be quiet around here. They're doing their best to deal with the changes by closing roads and installing portable toilets. And they made international headlines for canceling this year's Cherry Blossom Festival. They're calling the problem tourism pollution.
So you can really see the extent of this problem here in central Tokyo. I'm at a crosswalk that's gone viral for being extremely busy, but these days it's extremely busy because of tourists taking videos of other tourists.
The quality of tourists are getting lower and lower.
This tour guide attributes the shift to a weaker yen and online trends.
They want to eat the same food, they want to go to the same attractions, and they want to shoot the same Instagrammable photo. People are climbing into...
That's what Lauren Siegel has been studying, the Instagrammability theory of overtourism.
You see a beautiful place online, it's geotagged, so you know exactly where the picture was taken. You then travel to that same place, create the same type of content while you're there, often disrupting local life.
But some communities are pushing back. A historic district in Kyoto has banned foreign visitors from its ancient alleyways. And another town installed barriers to prevent people from snapping pictures of a viral convenience store. The growing hospitality industry is creating jobs. Besides, it's not rubbing everyone the wrong way. We're used to it. Every year, he says, people will come. It can't be helped. Malone Mullen, CBC News, Fuji Yoshida, Japan.
Canada's main stock index gained nearly 150 points today, helped by gains in the basic materials sector. While U.S. markets, they also surged. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break. All right, it's picture time on the show here. Let's see what the audience has for us tonight.
Yeah, where are we headed?
Well, we've been looking for signs of spring,
We've
right?
been desperately.
You're going to have to stay with me on this one, okay? Because when you first see this, you're going to think, what? Okay, so have a look. We're going to zoom in on Lance. Okay, so this is the picture. This is a hummingbird feeder, completely frozen this morning. But Amanda says that she thought she heard a hummingbird yesterday, so she put it out.
Okay.
Just in case. And so that got me thinking, and I saw this on social media from the northeast parts of the U.S. There's actually a hummingbird tracker.
Oh.
And you can see they've been migrating up, and yes, indeed, there have been hummingbird spottings in Nova Scotia. Kentville, Windsor, Truro, and in through Antigonish.
So not a lot yet.
Red-throated hummingbird.
And maybe Lance heard of, at least in Lance.
Yes, absolutely. So, signs of spring.
We work with you.
Good job, Ryan.
Yeah, we're threading that needle very delicately right now. There's the forecast for tomorrow, 3 to 6 and 7 degrees. So yes, it is definitely temperature-wise cool, and yes, those are flurries mixing in overnight and into tomorrow morning, particularly across western areas, perhaps into Truro and Halifax. Looks like by the time the precipitation makes its way that far east, it will be just showers through eastern areas, though there is a chance for some flurries mixing in again on Friday. And here is the quick setup. There's that flurry mix overnight into tomorrow morning, and then that system moves out. And yes, the good news is that temperatures trending back closer to seasonal into next week.
Like it. Okay, thanks, Ryan. Well, some jobs can be very demanding, of course, so trainees who show eagerness and high energy can be good signs.
These are not just cute puppies having fun. Oh, okay, there is that. But they're also training to be part of Chilean customs.
Yeah, behind all that play, the puppies also learn how to detect drugs at airports and border crossings. Trained dogs can help sniff out a dozen different illegal substances from trucks, luggage, and cargo areas.
The four-legged helpers play a very important role assisting customs officers in their daily work.
And they're so cute.
Cute on top of that, for sure. Okay, that's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.